I mean, drawings are simply marks on paper which are ideas. And if a country doesn't allow its artists to communicate the ideas it has through images by making marks on paper, then that's not a free country. That's an authoritarian regime sliding down a slippery slope towards totalitarianism. And they start burning books. They start having lists of degenerate artists. Sounds rather like 2012, I think. Orwell was very prescient. What he wrote was very prescient of what's happening today, even though some of the things he wrote about didn't exist then. But George was a public school boy, and he perceived what would happen in the future. It hasn't happened literally like that, but in a nation where, in Big Brother's time, like pornography was banned, like in Iran today, where you watch that on pain of death. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, they'll kill you for watching pornography. Religious guards are following people home and killing them on the way home for visiting porno websites. So, totalitarianism, whether it's religious or right-wing, National Socialist kind of governmental structure, is anti anything sexual, anything erotic. Erotic art frightens the monster. I mean, making images is right there. It's the transmission of ideas that the artist has. Right? Okay, it's illegal to use children to make images. So we don't use children, we use just make a mark, a black mark on a piece of paper that transmits an idea. I mean, it's not an idea that can be discussed or explained in words. That's what artists do. They make visual images which transmit ideas by marks. It's no good judging a picture in the moral way about what's happening in the picture. I mean, what's more important than what's happening? And most people seem to confuse what's happening with the emotional mood of the people in the picture, in the image. And in all of my pictures, everyone's happy, everyone's enjoying themselves. No matter what, you can't condemn what they're doing, because it's a voluntary activity, a mutual activity. You say, oh, there's two small children there, but you can't discuss it in words that are said, because words are a very imperfect way of transmitting what one actually feels. Yes, I mean, when people see drawings and paintings, they're much more likely to accept the behaviour depicted in them. But once we start saying, are these girls under the age of 18? What are they doing? I mean, half of what people are doing is in people's minds, you know. And there's different areas of history where different morality has prevailed. And I suggest the prevailing morality today is authoritarianism. It's a new age of neo-Puritanism is upon us, with these Tao figures, these religious figures, hovering in the background, ready to torture and lynch people who disagree with their ideas. You know, it's a repression of ideas. The enormous influence of the churches, the Roman Catholic Church, for example, with its huge economic and political empire, its own country inside Italy, the Vatican, with its own police, which seemingly can do what it wants, seemingly can abuse thousands of young boys and get away with it. Even we have enormous amounts of evidence, enough to charge these perverts who join the priesthood to have access to young boys. It's not the fact that being a priest makes one a pervert, but perverts join the priesthood, going to religious colleges and all the rest of it, to actually have access to young boys. It was entrenched. It went on for thousands of years. Yes, thousands of years. It was so prevalent when boys got to a certain age, they were castrated. They said it was to improve their voices in the choirs, but really, there was another reason. Their voices remained high and they were more sort of feminine, more like little boys, in fact. I mean, the Roman Catholic Church is an evil organisation. It has a history of bloodshed, persecution, torture. I mean, right up to the present day, not only historically, but right up to the present day, we had the banker, the Vatican banker, hanged underneath Westminster Bridge with bricks in his pockets. And he was murdered, ladies and gentlemen. Who by? It's obvious who by. The mafia came over from Italy and murdered him. They have connections all over the world. The London mafia connects with the Italian mafia and American mafia. They all connect together. Yeah. Anyway, drawings are illegal in 2012 under the Dangerous Drawings Act. And if a person in a drawing looks under the age of 18, then if that drawing is deemed to be obscene, then they can go to prison. Why? Why can a person be sent to prison for a harmless exercise of putting a pen on a piece of paper and moving it up and down and creating images? This is the right of an artist. If we're going to allow freedom of expression, we cannot put restrictions on what is drawn. We cannot judge what is drawn because it's a drawing, and one can't judge a drawing logically or in words. Drawings stand alone. They should be exempt from censorship, because then, no matter how repressive the censorship is, like it is at the present moment and getting worse, sliding down that slippery slope to totalitarianism, all countries are swinging towards authoritarianism. Why? Because it's a sign of the times. It's because of the austerity cuts and the discontent with people and the revelations by Julian Assange, the whistleblower, who's been in prison, has been under house arrest for over a year, and now he's just took refuge in an embassy, a foreign embassy in London, where he cannot be touched because he's not on English soil anymore. He's on the soil of a foreign country. He's had to resort. I mean, Julian Assange is a highly intelligent man. He's worked out a way of getting into a place of refuge where the British police or authorities cannot apprehend him. As long as he stays in there, they can't arrest him because he's out of their jurisdiction. All these things are ridiculous, I know, but politicians can do anything they want, and they have laws to facilitate that, and this is one of them. So he can go out of there by air, by helicopter, back to a country that will offer him true asylum, like Britain was once famous for offering asylum to persecuted artists. Julian Assange is a persecuted man, a whistleblower, who's revealed a lot of truths that we have proven to most people that the government is corrupt. The UK government, US government, most governments in Europe, they're all corrupt. They want to control the internet, control what they call pornography, which is merely images, erotic images made by filmmakers, artists, writers, photographers. Generalise it, gross generalisation, and control that, because they're all Freudians. And Freud believed that the sexual libido of the working classes should be sublimated into labour. And they all believe that. He said at the cost of civilization. If we don't control the sexuality of the working classes, they will overthrow us. It will be the end of civilization. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is civilization, I don't know. But that kind of civilization that it's led to, where the greedy 1% consume most of the fruits of our labour, where greed and is worship, and the earth is being destroyed. The very earth we walk upon, our home, is being destroyed, so we cannot sort of envisage the future of our children. We cannot honestly turn around and say, will they survive anymore? Because it's come to a point now where the earth, the very earth itself, the ecosystem is in danger. So unless we act now, we're all going to perish. The bird's going to end in a whimper, buried in rubbish, alive with radioactivity. It's no good trying to get off the planet like some people are trying to do, because Einstein's theory is right. One cannot travel faster than light, 286,000 miles a second. It will take years and years and years of travelling at light years, the birth and death of many generations to reach even the most nearest fucking star. So get that idea out of your heads.